What's up, everybody? John the Morgile here. Gonna do a test live stream from my phone here. Not sure how this is gonna work, so this is really just a test more than anything. And I figured I would do this in a new format. It's gonna be short, sort of like a flat Earth tip of the day or maybe tip of the week, depending on how often I'm able to do these. And my crappy phone only has one camera on it on the back of it, so I can't see the front of the phone as I'm doing this. But if you guys or anyone out there, if I am streaming here, if you could send me a text and let me know whether or not you can see or hear me and all that stuff. If you could, send me a text to 864-315-7892. That would be extremely helpful for me. I'm just going to sort of turn this phone around and see. Yeah, it looks like we got two people watching, and yeah, if you guys could send me a text and just let me know, what's going on in terms of being able to see me and hear me okay, that would be greatly appreciated. But the topic of this video, this little short video I want to get out there this morning, is going to be something that we've covered for years, but it still comes up in this globe Earth, flat Earth debate, conversation, which is the good old ships going over the horizon bit, right? And again, if you guys, I'm a little bit concerned now, but if you can see and hear me, send me a text to 864-315-7892 and just let me know if you can see or hear me, and I'll keep mentioning that number just in case I don't get a text come through. But this is the first time I've hosted a stream from my phone, so let me make sure that I've got my settings right with my microphone and everything. So bear with me, folks. Yeah, it looks like the mic is actually registering my voice, so hopefully y'all can hear me okay. So, alright, ships going over the horizon. This is something that is addressed in a video that I'm working on right now, a response to Greater Sapien's response to my response to one of his videos, 11 questions flat earthers are afraid to answer. So, this is one of those things that everybody has been led to believe is proof of a spherical Earth. And again, that would be ships going over the horizon bottom first and appearing to go down over a curve and disappearing over the horizon mast last, or top last. Now, it is understandable why, ancients and people from hundreds of years ago, Christopher Columbus and, all these guys and philosophers and physicists believe that ships going over the horizon is proof of a curved Earth. Now, there are a few assumptions that and if you guys can hear me, give me a couple of thumbs up and just let me know if you can hear me. If you can't hear me, then give me a thumbs down, and well, that'll hurt a little bit, but hey, at least I want to make sure you guys can hear me. So what is assumed in this proof of a spherical Earth? There's a few things. First, you must assume that the Earth is a sphere. You also must assume that light only ever travels in straight lines. Because if you observe a ship, traveling away from you, say it's a large sailboat, and as it travels away from you off into the distance, say it's 5 or 10 miles, let's say that it's disappeared in 10 miles, it is assumed by globers that the ship has gone physically over a curve, and that the light coming towards your eye, bouncing off of that ship, is traveling in a perfectly straight line from the ship. And as we know, light absolutely does not travel in straight lines over great distances, especially with, when traveling through a dense medium, like a liquid or gases, which, the lower level of the plane is very much like a liquid in many respects on the macro level. And so it is really quite, ignorant to assume that the light is traveling in perfectly straight lines from that ship. And this is something that's demonstrable. It's not something that, we make up or invent to make this observation fit our paradigm. It's something that can be demonstrated any old day of the week. Simply put, light will absolutely not travel in straight lines when passing through or propagating through gaseous medium. And that sort of gaseous medium is certainly something that you will find over the ocean, low altitudes above the ocean. And we certainly cannot assume that light is traveling in a straight line from that ship. Okay, so what are we actually seeing then? If this observation of ships going over the curve is proof that we live on a ball, um, how can this sort of thing be on a flat Earth? And I will say that it is very, very simple. Um, First of all, the Earth is a plane, and that's demonstrable. But second off, the assumption that light travels in straight lines really does make that's what makes this optical illusion happen, is that the light is refracting down towards the ground or down towards the ocean water as it travels or propagates through the air to your eye. And so instead of the ship going over a curve where the light is reflected off that ship and traveling in a perfectly straight line to your eye, what's actually happening is the ship is traveling along a plane, certainly getting smaller or apparently getting smaller in terms of angular size due to perspective. And what's curving isn't the Earth at all, but it is in fact the light waves that are coming towards your eye. And as a law of physics, light is going to tend to bend or refract towards the higher density gradient. So what that means is the perfect conditions are in place to cause the optical illusion of Columbus's observation of ships going over a curve. And Globers will point to this observation as be-all, end-all, absolute, conclusive proof that the Earth is a sphere, but it really absolutely is not. So, first thing, if you were to observe a ship